Everybody knows that Jayden Daniels is one of the best young quarterbacks in the National Football League today, but where exactly does he stack up with the rest of the top signal callers in the National Football League? Today we're going to be breaking down my list here of every single quarterback in the NFL heading into the 2025 season. I'm going to let you know whether I think Jayden Daniels has already surpassed them on the NFL's QB list heading into 2025. But before we get into the content today, do me a favor. If you love Jayden Daniels, like today's video. It's a free and easy way to help out our channel. It helps out the YouTube algorithm and helps put this video in front of more Commanders fans like yourselves, helping us grow the channel. So if you guys want to help us grow our channel today, click that thumbs up icon if you love Jayden Daniels. Now, before I start here, I'm going to be basing, my decisions on this list here based on which quarterbacks I would rather have for this season and this season only. All right, I'm not going to be taking into account contracts. I'm not going to be taking into account long-term future or anything like that, or how many years left they have in their career. I'm basing it on the best quarterbacks in the league for 2025 heading into 2025. All right, so long-term, I think that Daniels could potentially, you can make an argument, is the number one guy on that list. Now, there's other guys on that list for sure, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Over the next 10 years, you can certainly make an argument that Jayden might not be number one, but you can also definitely see how he would be in the mix for that because he's still on that rookie contract. The Commanders going to be able to put around a ton of great players around him over the next 4 seasons before he ends up making some serious cash past his first contract with the Washington Commanders. But over the next 10 years, I think Jayden has a chance to be the most productive quarterback in the entire National Football League. But when it comes to right now, we'll start with the other quarterbacks in the division. And right now, I do think Jayden is the best quarterback in the NFC East. Jalen Hurts is a very good quarterback. He's a Super Bowl champion. All those things are given. But let's face it, if the Eagles defense isn't as dominant as they were last year, if Saquon Barkley wasn't able to clean up the fourth quarter the way that he was for the Eagles last year, Hurts was not the reason why they won the Super Bowl last season. Okay, and then Dak Prescott has never even made it to an NFC championship game. Jayden Daniels has already made more NFC championship games than Dak Prescott. So between those two, I'm easily taking the younger and, in my opinion, better Jayden Daniels than Russell Wilson. We don't even have to talk about him. Then we get to the NFC North here, where I have, once again, Jayden Daniels better than every quarterback in the NFC North. Jared Goff is great within that Detroit Lions Ben Johnson system with a really, really good run game and offensive line to protect him. And he's definitely a play-action type of specialist. But I do think, if all things were even, I would much rather have Jayden Daniels, who's a better playmaker out of structure. He's a better rusher of the football. So for me, Jayden has already surpassed Jared. Then same thing goes for Jordan Love, who is massively inconsistent. Caleb Williams, who showed a ton of inconsistencies last year, even though he's one of the most talented passers in the world right now. And J.J. McCarthy hasn't played a regular season snap, so that one's easy for me as well. Then we get to the NFC South, and once again, it's a clean sweep for Jayden. Baker's a really good quarterback, but, I don't think anyone's saying that he is among the elite of the elite. I think that he's very good, and he does a lot of things very well, but I do think he is limited. Bryce Young showed some good things last year, but that's not even a discussion. Let's face it, same thing with Michael Penix Jr., who showed some good things last year for Atlanta, but definitely a lot of warts as well. And then Tyler Shuck, similar to J.J. McCarthy, has not played an NFL snap, so obviously Jayden is ahead of him. Now, in the NFC West is the only quarterback that I think you can really say, at least in my opinion, is definitely better than Jayden Daniels, at least in terms of his standing in the NFC right now. And by the way, I do think there's an argument to be made that Jayden is better than Matthew Stafford because of the mobility he brings to the table and what have you. But personally, I would probably rather have Matthew Stafford compared to Jayden Daniels. But Brock Purdy, I would rather have Jayden Daniels, and I think the Niners would as well. Kyler Murray, same thing. And then Sam Darnold for the Seattle Seahawks, I would once again go with the second-year quarterback in Washington, D.C. So who's the better quarterback? Who's the best QB in the NFC right now? Let me know down there in the comments section. Personally, I think I would give the slight edge to Matthew Stafford as it is right now because he has been the reason why a team has won a Super Bowl, and Jayden Daniels hasn't exactly done that quite yet. But let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. JD for Jayden Daniels or MS for Matthew Stafford. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So in just a second here, I'm going to tell you about our sponsor today at Fanatics. And while I'm talking about Fanatics today, let me know who the best quarterback in the NFC is down there in the comments. And with that, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Fanatics, where you guys can pick up a Jayden Daniels jersey today with our friends at Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/Daniels, that is our special link. And if you guys click that link, it's in the comments and description of today's show, and you make a purchase, Fanatics sends us part of the proceeds of that purchase. So it helps us out here at the Commanders Report when you go out and get your new Jayden Daniels jersey. We're talking about today why Jayden Daniels is one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League already, and I think he's going to be a Commanders legend when it's all said and done here. So make sure you guys go to chatsports.com/Daniels to pick up your jersey today, because I think this is a jersey that you can have in your closet for the rest of your life. Then we get to the AFC East here, and there's a couple more quarterbacks in this conference that I would take over Jayden Daniels at this point in time. One of those quarterbacks is Josh Allen, who won the league MVP last year. He has been an MVP candidate for multiple seasons. He's got obviously great size, arm strength, playmaking instincts, rushing ability. Like, he's got it all, man. I would take Josh Allen over Jayden Daniels personally, but Drake May is another really good rookie quarterback, but at the end of the day, Jayden is still the better player in my opinion, and will have the better career when it's all said and done. Tua Tagovailoa, don't even need to talk about him. He is definitely an offensive scheme merchant there with Mike McDaniel there in South Beach, and then Justin Fields. Move on to the next graphic here. AFC North quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. Right now, I would take over Jayden Daniels, but I do think Daniels has a chance to potentially pass Burrow in the years to come, because he's got something that Burrow doesn't have, which is elite dynamic athleticism as a rusher. So if Daniels can continue to take the proper steps forward and get close to Burrow as a passer, then I do think eventually he could pass Burrow on the overall rankings. But right now, I would take Burrow over Jayden Daniels, and I do think JD is better than both Aaron Rodgers, who's expected to be the Steelers' starting quarterback this year, and Kenny Pickett, the slated starter in Cleveland. Then in the AFC South, I have Jayden Daniels sweeping this division as well. C.J. Stroud is a very good young quarterback who I think is a borderline top 10 guy at this point in time after having a sophomore slump. And by the way, C.J. Stroud is kind of the cautionary tale for Commanders fans in terms of getting their hopes and expectations up too high for Jayden Daniels, because it's very possible that JD could be like C.J. Stroud, and after a really stellar rookie season, have maybe a sophomore slump. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's certainly a possibility, and Stroud proved that last year. I also think that Jayden Daniels is better than Trevor Lawrence, Anthony Richardson, and Cam Ward as it stands right now, and I don't think that's a debate. Then we get to the AFC West, where you do have Patrick Mahomes, and I do think Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the National Football League, so I'm not going to give Jayden Daniels the green check mark there over the red X, but I do think, Justin Herbert versus Jayden Daniels is a very interesting debate, but because of the clutch ability that Jayden Daniels showed in his rookie campaign, plus he's got the superior athleticism, personally, I would rather go with Jayden Daniels at this point in their respective journeys. Plus, I think Jayden has better pocket presence than Justin Herbert does. I would also take Jayden over Geno Smith and Bo Nix in the AFC West. So now that we've gone through every single quarterback other than Jayden Daniels that is slated to start in the NFL this upcoming season, there's only 5 quarterbacks that I think I can say for sure that I think is better than Jayden heading into his sophomore season. That is Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Matthew Stafford. So listen, man, he is definitely approaching that elite of the elite tier, and he certainly has an opportunity in his second season, especially if he can win a league MVP this year with the Washington Commanders, which is definitely a possibility. If that happens, then I do think that Jayden Daniels has a chance to get inside that top 5, where right now I have him ranked 6th. He's knocking on the door of that top 5, but he puts together another really good season and another step forward in his development in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I think we're going to be talking about Jayden Daniels as a bona fide top 5 quarterback in the National Football League heading into next offseason. So fill in the blank for me down there in the comment section. Where do you think Jayden Daniels kind of slots in among NFL quarterbacks right now? Do I have him too high at number 6? Do I have him too low? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Fill in the blank for me. Jayden Daniels is the blank best quarterback in the NFL right now. That'll be it for today's edition of the Commanders Report by Chat Sports. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of today's show. Again, make sure you like the video if you love Jayden Daniels. And until next time, guys, hail to the Commanders.